Welcome to What in the World with Paul Seaburn and his sidekick, John Donalo from What in the World of Sports. Brought to you by NewClevelandRadio.net. We are the affiliate of Cleveland 13 News. What in the World? Real news, sometimes weird, but always funny. At least the three of us think so. This podcast is sponsored by Beer and Belly Sports Grill in Northfield, Ohio, and Bigfoot Landscaping in Oakwood Village, Ohio. Before I say one more word about our intro, do you know there's a big Bigfoot festival coming up in the next month?
Yes,
Okay, so we
and
got to make sure that
hacking,
we tell
yeah,
everybody about it.
hacking,
Yeah,
hacking
because
something,
I got
hacking
an
hill.
e- I got an email about it. They must think
You
that
did.
I want to go look for Bigfoot, and I might.
Wow.
So in the meantime, please check us out and check out our other sponsors, especially What Would You Say to a Naked Alien? A great book by Paul Seaburn. And Yes, I Can Coaching, Life Coaching at Affordable Pricing by Karen. And with that, Paul is going to talk to us about some really, really exciting, important news. I mean, Paul, talking about things in Peru. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Peru, but I'm not sure how to get there. So maybe you can give us some direction. So, what are you going to talk about today?
Okay, well, I can give you directions real easy. Go south.
Oh,
Um, there, that's pretty much,
That's a
you'll
good
know
general
it when.
direction, Paul. That's a good
There you go.
general
You'll
direction
know it
for
when you
us.
get there. Wow.
Sure.
Hey, thank you, Karen Hale, for that great introduction. This is Paul Seaburn, your host at What in the World, everybody's favorite weird news podcast, real news. Nominated for best news podcast in Cleveland, Ohio. So we're way up there in the rankings. Um, we're here every week with real news, sometimes strange, always funny. That's our motto. I've heard from a few of our listeners, and it's more than us that think we're funny. So that's why we keep coming back, and that's why you keep coming back to listen to us. So we want to thank you for doing that. The our intro was made by Karen Hale, as you heard, our co-host, media mogul at newclevelandradio.net, our producer. She is also responsible for one of our sponsors, Yes I Can Coaching with Karen, and is our liaison for Channel 13 WCTU. Check them out online. They're the Cleveland online news service. And all the other sponsors that Karen mentioned, you can find out more about them at newclevelandradio.net. Check it out over there. Check out Karen's coaching services, our sponsor, and some of the other great podcasts that Karen has there. So please check all that out. One of the things you'll find is a link to YouTube. We are on YouTube. We recommend checking us out on YouTube, watching us. If you can, if you're just listening, we're on all the platforms, but it's fun to watch us because we do have photographs that go along with many of our stories. So it's always fun to check us out there. If you do that, please subscribe. We're looking for more subscribers. That really helps us. Let's see. The other voice you heard in your other ear was our co-host, host of What in the World of Sports with John Donalo. Yeah, that's his name. Hey, John, how are you?
Paul, I'm doing well. It's a nice warm day in Cleveland. We had some rain earlier, and I always look forward to Tuesday because we're always going to put together a great show, and you will see it and hear it from us today. That's for sure.
There you go. That's right. John's a big part of that as well. So before I get started, since Karen brought up Bigfoot, I believe that the festival you're referring to is in Hocking Hills, which is a
right.
pretty big Bigfoot festival. I think that's east of Cleveland. So we'll have some more information on that next week. I got it too late to put it in the show this week, but my Bigfoot hunters are everywhere. My niece sent me a picture from Middleburg Heights. She went to Aldi's in Middleburg Heights. While she was there, she saw a van covered with Bigfoot pictures. Really nice artwork on the van. So I'll have that picture up so we can see it next week. But Bigfoot's everywhere. That's what I said. Bigfoot's everywhere. People are looking for Bigfoot everywhere. We've gone on a hunt. We'll probably go on another one. Who knows? We might go to Hocking Hill. Who knows? Hocking Hills might come to visit us. I don't know.
Oh,
Like to know where they got that name, Hocking Hills. It sounds like something that you go to the doctor to get treated. But there we go. First horn of the day. All
that's
right.
good. That's not bad. That's not bad, Paul. First horn of the day.
All
It's
right.
good.
Let's get started. We're recording here. What in the world am I going to be talking about today? So Karen mentioned Peru. I had a great story. Ancient Pringles. John, this is for you. John loves Pringles. Ancient Pringles from Peru. So you'll find out all about
Oh, wow.
those.
I'm interested in that. Sure.
Oh yeah, and then a story about too much hot sauce in Ohio. So we got a nice. We'll start out with a couple of with at least one local story. Dominoes that you can slice in Michigan, and the rise and fall of Domino's, which is also from Michigan. So we got two Michigan stories this week. Peanut butter in all the wrong places in the Netherlands. Oh, this is you'll love this story. And snakes also in the wrong place. And that's also from the Netherlands. So we got two twofers here today, Michigan and Netherlands. Call your friends in the Netherlands and tell them we're talking about their country on What in the World today. Uh, the best place to cool off in Tokyo. Oh, wait till you hear this. It was a popular story on Facebook. I mentioned Facebook. Karen and I are both on Facebook. You can contact us there. I like to test out some of our stories on Facebook so you get a preview of what we'll be talking about on the next show. You can also get information on me from my website, paulseaburn.com. Information about my book, What Would You Say to a Naked Space Alien, available on Amazon, and I have a link to it as well on my website. So and then once we finish with news stories, we move on to what in the world of sports. John's got a great sport for us, and then we go play Bluff the co-host, everybody's favorite weird news game. Okay, let's get right to it because we got some great stories here. So let me get our photos up here while I'm yakking away. There we go. All right, so move the papers around here. So we're going to start with some food stories. Oh, regular listeners know how much I like to talk about food. I like to eat food. I like everything there is about food, but I especially on Tuesdays at 3:30 like to talk about food. So we got a number of food stories here, starting with the Peru story for Karen. So well, let's see. This says I need another photo here. Oh, there's a picture of my book. Okay, I'm ready now. So archaeologists were digging in an Inca storage room in Peru. The Incas were the native people of Peru. And digging there, they found two 500-year-old potatoes that had been freeze dried. Now, I thought freeze drying was something that was invented fairly recently. But no, it turns out the Incas were pretty advanced. 500 years ago, they were freeze drying potatoes. Here's a picture of the potatoes here. There's a number of, this is
Wow.
more than two right here. But we'll talk about that picture in a second. So the way they freeze dried them was they put the potatoes out in the sun during the day to heat them up, and then they left them outside at night. And in Peru, it gets down below zero at night, hot in the day, below zero at night. So they would freeze overnight. So you get freeze dried potatoes.
Wow.
And they ate these as a snack. John, this is for you. It's called chuno, Chuno. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. I apologize. You know what chuno means? Chuno is the Peruvian word for Pringles. So it looks like they've actually invented Pringles in Peru. John, did you know
Wow.
that?
And all those years ago, right? We thought it was more of a modern creation or whatever, right? Wow.
Yeah, how about that? So they said that the Spaniards, the Spanish came to South America and they settled all these areas. When they went to Peru, one of the Spanish conquistadors saw some of these, and he was wearing corduroy pants, and he put a couple of them in the pants of his pockets of his corduroy pants, and he invented ruffled Pringles. So,
Oh, got a horn on that one. That
Not
one
a good
deserves a
one.
horn.
oh wait, here's another one. The Spanish people gave the Peruvians some giant pots, and they used those to make kettle chunos. How's that?
Oh,
The other
geez.
one was better, I know.
You never knew this happened that many years ago.
Yeah, 500 years ago, they took some of these chunos, these potatoes, and they threw them into an active volcano. and out came barbecue chunos. So
Oh,
Oh boy.
better than throwing the virgins in there, right? So, John, I don't know if you remember this. We saw freeze-dried potatoes open for red hot chili peppers. Good food-oriented billing right there.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is good billing, but I have to say, I can't recall that. So I'm going to take your word for it, Paul. I'm taking your
let
word
me
for
ask
that one.
you this: would you try Pringles, 500
You
year old?
know, I think I would try it once. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would be bad. Hopefully, it wouldn't make me sick. But yeah, I would try it once. Sure, why
I,
not?
I like it. I don't have one of those freeze drying machines, but I would try this winter time.
Oh my.
you know
Anyway,
what? They don't look very tasty.
no, these Karen, I was going to mention that these chunos here and do not. They still sell chunos in Peru, and I don't have a picture of them, but they come in bags, like potato chips or
Okay,
not like cans and Pringles, but they sell them down there, so they're still a popular snack.
okay.
Okay, we were talking about red hot chili peppers. Here's a chili pepper story here. This one comes from Delaware County in Ohio, which is north of Columbus. A semi trailer was carrying 40,000 pounds of Frank's red hot sauce, and it leaked all over Interstate 71, the main drag, north south drag in Ohio, in northern Delaware County. And the cleanup crews, here's a picture of the hot sauce right there.
Wow.
Yeah. Cleanup crews were not allowed to hose this down because the hot sauce is so acidic that they were afraid that it would hurt the plant life. Might go into
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah, I understand. Sure, sure.
yeah. So in a show of true concern for the state of Ohio, many Ohioans went down there to help with the cleanup. Um, they took bags of tortilla chips and they had it cleaned up in no time.
Wait a
With
second. It's not good for the environment, but it's good for our stomachs.
there you go. How about that? Yeah. You
Wow.
know, some
I don't
Okay.
know, Karen. People will do
Karen
anything.
Karen can find the silver lining in anything. That
Yeah.
was
There
pretty
you
good.
go.
How
There
about
you have it. There you
that?
have it.
In fact, they even got some help. The workers who were working on the cleanup were joined by waiters from a Mexican restaurant who were walking around saying, "More chips, more chips." That's if you've been to a
Oh,
Mexican restaurant, you get that joke. The police followed a trail of hot sauce to a local gas station, and they found the driver there, and they charged the driver with leaving the scene of a condiment.
Uh,
oh, horn. That's definitely horn
Yeah, I'll
material.
give you the horn for that one, John.
All
So,
right,
so this
thanks.
red hot sauce is what it's called, Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I looked it up. I'm not. I like Tabasco sauce, but not too overindulgent. This stuff, the original Frank's hot sauce. I think I have a picture of the original here. There we go. So the
Hmm.
original on the left over there, on the Scoville scale, which is the rating for how hot peppers are. It's a 450. Um, the hot sauce in the middle, or no, I don't even see it up here. The extra, the very hot is only 2,000, which is lower than Tabasco and Chilola hot sauce. So I was thinking, maybe they shouldn't call it red hot. It should just be pink hot, so people know that it's
A little subtlety there, Paul. Very good.
yeah, but John, what do you expect from a company in Cincinnati? That's where they make Frank's Red Hot sauce. I thought it was a
uh,
Southern thing. They make it in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Well, it's Southern Ohio there. The Montgomery
Well,
Inn has those ribs or whatever, those world famous ribs, right? In the Montgomery Inn or whatever down in Cincinnati, right? They
real.
they
Oh,
produce those pork ribs or whatever it is. I thought it was
oh
I
it's a real
yeah.
popular thing. I
Yep.
thought, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I haven't eaten those. I haven't eaten down there in a long time. All I know about is the chili on the spaghetti,
Oh,
which
Oh, the Skyline chili. I tell you what,
yeah.
I
yeah,
am a big fan of Skyline chili.
good
Not so
stuff.
much
Yeah,
my wife or that kind of thing, but no, I like Skyline chili. I do.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I did some investigation on Frank, and it turns out that he gets his peppers from Louisiana. The company is in Cincinnati, and the primary and Frank's Red Hot sauce is the primary ingredient for buffalo wings. So
Okay. All
how
right.
about that? Yeah, maybe they should call it red, white, and blue sauce. Um,
Well, in honor of the
yeah.
250th anniversary of our country. Yeah.
Oh, they missed an opportunity, John. You need to
But
be working
it could
for
have
them.
coincided well, Paul and Karen, an
How
audience.
about,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Well, I know. Okay, so you're a fan of wings. You're a fan of hot sauce, but regular listeners of the show, and you're a fan of Pringles, but regular listeners know that John is also a fan of pizza, right?
Yes. In fact, I always refer to pizza as the universal food.
Universal food.
Oh,
Will you eat any kind of pizza?
No, I'm very, very particular when it comes to that.
Oh,
Oh, very particular. Yeah. In fact,
will you?
I will tell you, I stick with either pepperoni, sausage,
Oh,
pepper, mushroom is fine, but beyond that fact, like even a deluxe, I'm not a big fan of deluxe necessarily, and the other types of toppings like the pineapple, the ham, those kinds of things. I don't think I've honestly ever had that. To be honest with you, as old as I am, I don't think I've ever had it. I just know I wouldn't like it.
what about the restaurants? Uh, is there a certain restaurant or delivery pizza that you wouldn't eat?
No, not necessarily. I'll give pretty much anyone a try. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, if it's within those parameters, I'm pretty specific when it comes to that. So
Okay,
yeah.
so you would eat Domino's.
Yeah, I would. I would.
Okay, good. Play along because Domino's is part of the story here.
Okay, sure. Yeah, yeah. Okay, sure. We've had Domino's many times. Yeah, sure.
I I agree. I'm not a pizza snob. To me, pizza is pizza. I'll even eat it as and I joke about it on the show. I'll even eat pizza with pineapple on it as long as they disguise it to look like sausage. I'll eat it.
I don't
Uh,
know how that gets pulled off, Paul, but I get it. I understand. Go ahead.
yeah. Now, I at one time I would make pizza at home, but not I never made the dough at home. I did. You can get good dough in the store. John, you probably make pizza at home, don't you?
We used to at home, growing up,
Yeah.
we did and all that. And actually, yeah, no, in fact, I'll tell you what, Annette does make homemade pizza. She used to make pizza at her, growing up many, many years ago as well. Yeah. So we've had homemade pizza here. Sure.
Homemade
Yeah,
pizza,
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Sure.
So one of the things you don't do when you're making it at home, you don't flip it up in the air like they do at the pizza
No,
restaurant.
we've never done that.
That's
Never
hard,
even tried to
yeah.
attempt it. Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. At least not for
Turns
us.
out, turns out they have competitions for the flipping and also for slicing. And a guy in a Domino's manager in Virginia, his name is Richard Delsit. He earned the title World's Fastest Pizza Maker after he assembled not one, not two, but three large pizzas in 31 seconds. That means
whoa.
he stretched them out. He poured the sauce and he put the toppings on in 31 seconds.
Wow, that's amazing.
And he sliced them too. He earned
Wow.
$5,000 in prize money. He got a trophy and he got a championship belt. He's so fast. A fly landed on one of the pizzas and he sliced that into 8 pieces too. And
Oh.
still got the record. Sadly, after he won, he chowed down on all three pizzas and now the belt doesn't fit. So
Uh,
Occupational hazard, right? There you go.
occupational hazard, very good. He made one pepperoni, one mushroom, and one cheese. And he had time to give the one judge who asked him for pineapple the finger. He said, "No, I'm not making that."
Uh,
I was thinking about this. We're making pizza isn't a job that translates well into other occupations. It really doesn't prepare you to do much else besides making pizza.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So, but the good news is that artificial intelligence probably won't take over the pizza making jobs. I hope.
Well, I
Um,
would hope that's true also. Yeah.
yeah. So Domino's doesn't need our help, but I decided to give them a little publicity with a little bit of history here. And you may know this, John and Karen. Karen lived in Michigan for a number of years, but it was founded by a guy by the name of Tom Monahan and his brother Jim in 1960. Uh, they took over the operation of Dominick's, which is spelled Domi, capital Nicks, named for the owner at that time, guy by the name of Nick. Uh, he in Ypsilanti, Michigan. I know where that is. I used to live in Ann Arbor. Eastern Michigan University is near there. And I'm just thinking, the guy sold the pizza place. How can you not make money with a pizza restaurant next to a college? That to me, that's recipe for billionaire right
That's
there.
a yeah, that's a no-brainer for sure. That's a no-brainer.
I
Yeah,
went to Eastern Michigan and we all ordered pizza almost every single night from Domino's.
really.
Yeah,
Okay, well, you support the local business.
yes, we
So
did.
where do you hear this? So 1960, he and his brother bought it for $500 down payment, and then they borrowed another $900 to pay for the store. So $1,300 they bought a pizza restaurant. Not bad. Within 8 months, Jim decided he didn't like doing this, and he went back to his job um, doing something else, um, and he wanted to buy a Volkswagen Beetle. So he sold his half of the business to Tom, bought a Volkswagen Beetle. Tom is now a billionaire. So this is why Tom's mother always liked him best.
Of
Um,
course.
Smothers Brothers reference there. By
Right.
1965, Tom Monahan had purchased two additional pizzerias, so now he's got three. Uh, the original owners in the contract said that he couldn't name more than one of the uh, restaurants Dominick's because he was still using the old name. So one of the employees said, "Well, why don't we just change it to Domino's?" Which is what he did, and the rest is history. He could name every franchise Domino's, and now they're everywhere. How rich is this guy? John, I know you know this. In 1983, he bought the Detroit Tigers. That's pretty rich.
Yep.
Yeah, as a follow-up on that as well, he's a very devout Catholic,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he actually founded Ave Maria University in
Yeah.
Ave Maria, Florida. And one of our fraternity brothers, Frank O'Brien, is actually an assistant basketball coach there. So,
Oh, yeah, really?
yeah,
Wow.
that's an
Yeah.
interesting connection there that you just brought up. Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing that he didn't make much money on Ave Maria University, but he made plenty with the Tigers because he sold them. And did you know
Oh,
this? He sold the Tigers to his competitor in the pizza business, the owner of Little Caesars
Oh,
Pizza.
wow.
yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Illich.
Yeah.
I think his name is Illich, if I'm not mistaken,
his
right?
Yeah.
name
Illich?
is Illich. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
Mike
right,
Illich.
right, right. Yeah.
Then they were still headquartered in Michigan. He wanted to build a new office building and call it the Leaning Tower of Pizza. And Pizza, and he actually had a designer, an architect, who was going to build a 30-story leaning tower that was going to be the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
I never knew that part of the story. Wow.
No.
Wow.
I'll
But
add a little, I'll add a little bit of history here too, because
oh, wow, here we go. Okay.
the attorneys for Illich happened to be my first cousins.
No
Oh my
kidding.
gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
We have
How
all
about
kind of
that?
small world things
It
going
is
on
a
here
small
today.
world.
Wow.
Yep.
Small world, yeah. Well, the so you remember, when Domino's really became famous, it was because of their incentive program, 30 minutes or it's free. We deliver in 30 minutes or it's free. Uh, I know they made a fortune doing that. They eventually had to stop because they were getting a reputation for reckless drivers. So, but believe it or not, they still do it in a number of other countries. Um, Colombia, Vietnam, Mexico, China, and India still have 30 minutes from Domino's.
Wow,
Or
that's amazing. I didn't know that. Wow.
no. I'm thinking Vietnam, I've seen the videos of Vietnam. Everybody rides around on those little scooters. I don't think,
Right.
you can only deliver small pizzas on those little scooters. So,
Oh,
uh,
true. True.
which begs the question, John, who orders small pizzas? Should small pizzas even be on the menu at pizza parlors?
Well, I'm going to tell you yes, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes all you need is a small pizza. You're not necessarily sharing pizza with your family members or friends, right? Uh, I can remember many nights when I used to order a small pizza because I didn't want to cook. I just wanted to have something that was good. So I'm gonna defer on that one, Paul. I'm gonna say
Very
yeah. I don't
good.
think they should eliminate the small pizza.
Oh, well, I'm wrong there. Okay. I thought this was going to be a discussion for another show, but I think we beat it to death. So let's move on.
Good idea.
All right. So while we're on the subject of dominoes, there's another kind of dominoes we're going to talk about. An elite team get a load of this. An elite team of domino artists. Who knew there was such a thing as a domino artist? These domino artists stacked 29,193 dominoes into a pyramid. Here's a picture of a
Oh my gosh.
three-dimensional
Wow.
pyramid, and then they knocked them over. They got the Guinness World Record for the most dominoes toppled in a 3D pyramid with over 29,000 of them.
Oh my gosh.
All you could hear, they had a reporter there from Egypt, and all you could hear was him crying, "Oh, the humanity! Oh, the humanity!" as he watched the pyramid crumble.
Oh
Uh,
no.
this was in
Oh no.
Garden City, Michigan. I don't know where's Garden City, Karen.
It's outside of Detroit.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is where it took place in a gymnasium outside of in Garden City. Hundreds of old men in Garden City, by the way, while this was going on, they had to take up checkers because all of the dominoes had disappeared from the stores. Um, so,
What a story this is.
yeah, the Domino's artists, believe it or not, they were eating while they watched this thing crumble. They were eating Domino's pizza. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, not only were they eating Domino's pizza, it was topped with Domino sugar, and
Oh.
and they were singing "Ain't That a Shame" by John.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't have it right now. Sorry.
Karen knows.
No, I don't.
That's Domino. Where?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I had a brain lock on that one, Paul. Sorry.
Wow, I apologize to everybody out there for all the times I said John knows more about trivia than anybody I know.
I missed that one. Sorry.
So I watched the video. The video is unbelievable because in addition to the pyramid, this entire gym floor was covered with a, a, um, a plethora of all different kinds of shapes and things. Stuff was falling down all over the place. The
Well, I
so
have
it's
a
nice.
question. I have a question real quick. So, who
Sure.
constructed this? Who constructed this?
It looked like about 6 or 7 guys. It's
Okay.
obviously
All right. Okay.
domino
Wow.
artists. That's what they call
Okay.
themselves.
That domino artist. I
Yeah.
got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
beats, better than kids sitting there looking at their phone, looking at an
Well,
app where
yeah, I
you
agree with
watch
that.
dominoes
Sure.
fall.
Sure.
Yeah. Um, Dominoes are big in the South. When I lived down in the South, I had to learn how to play dominoes better than I did from when I was a kid. Um, they like it. Now I'm not even going to do that joke because it'll insult people from the South. The
Okay. All right. Let it go. Let it go.
Now, yeah, we're going to let it go. My favorite food for listeners of the show know this is peanut butter. I like peanut butter. Reese's peanut butter cups. I like peanuts. I don't like this story, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways. So more than 800 pounds of peanut butter, enough for 15,000 sandwiches, or about 1 year's worth of lunches for me. 15,000 sandwiches. This 800 pounds of peanut butter was spread across the floor in a museum in Rotterdam.
Oh
As
my
a,
gosh.
yeah, as a tribute to the Dutch artist Wim Schippers is his name. He passed away last month, and he was famous for doing this a number of times in various museums. So, as in honor of him, they covered the floor with 800 pounds of peanut butter. Um,
Oh my
the,
gosh.
yeah, yeah. They had to weigh down the floor because they were afraid it would rise up and get stuck to the roof of the building. Uh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
The smell of this peanut butter was so overpowering that choosy mothers were hypnotically drawn to the museum to see it because choosy mothers choose
Jeff.
Jif on the
Jif.
floor, I
They
guess,
chose
right?
Jif. Sure. Sure.
So they spread the peanut butter. Here they are spreading the peanut butter with giant trowels, cement trowels, which I looked it up. This is also how Shaquille O'Neal's mother used to make his lunches when he went to school. Uh,
Oh my. Well,
so they
so
said they had a sign. They said if you have peanut allergies, they would take you to a different room where they were covering the floor with epinephrine. So
oh my.
you could stand in the
Wow.
middle. Yeah, it would help you out there.
Okay.
Believe
Okay.
it or not, John, they had to have guards around the peanut butter floor, the peanut butter outward work, because when they did it in 2011, The people were stepping on it, and in 1997, people were throwing slices of bread on it, and
Oh,
yeah, and covering it with haggle slag. Now, haggle slag sounds dirty to me, but what it is, it's chocolate sprinkles. It's a popular dish, popular lunch in the Netherlands. Two slices of bread, buttered with chocolate sprinkles all over it. This haggle slag. So people were throwing
yeah.
on the floor.
No,
Yeah,
wait a minute. Just to clarify my thinking, this peanut butter is being spread on a floor. Is that
on the
correct?
floor. Yeah,
On a floor that
yeah.
people walk on, and
No.
things that.
Oh,
Oh no.
no, of course not. No, that's
Okay.
why they have guards, John.
Okay.
For
So
people like
this,
you who think it's okay to walk on the peanut butter floor.
I don't know. I would be a little skeptical about that. I
If
mean,
you're,
so
if
is this peanut butter edible? Do people eat this peanut
Yeah,
butter?
of course it's edible.
Really?
All
Oh
peanut
wow.
butter is edible. Yeah, look at it. It's in. I don't know what brand that is. It's probably some brand from the Netherlands. I
Okay.
think that's
Okay.
Dutch for Jif. That's what it says on the can over there.
Uh-huh.
The
Wow. I don't
but
know about
turns
that.
out,
That's what. Go
well,
ahead.
this stuff here, this Hagelsblad, they said it is the most popular type of chocolate in the Netherlands. And you know how the Dutch people are. They put chocolate on everything. The Dutch Catholics, they go to communion, they get chocolate on the communion wafers. That's how much they love chocolate.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. Wow.
I know, yeah, I'm sorry about that. The Okay, here's my last food story. The This one comes from England. Okay, so they're not spreading peanut butter in England. Oh no, it gets worse. In England, it's hot. We talked about how it's a nice day in Cleveland. But all across Europe, they're fighting the heat, and in particular in England, where not many people have air conditioning. So, and it's hard to cool off when you're living in a country where they drink their beer warm. So you can't even pull a cold beer out of the refrigerator because they drink warm beer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to help people in England who don't have air conditioning still stay cool, this scientist at Loughborough University spent a month spreading plain Greek yogurt all over the windows of his house. Every morning, he would get up and cover the windows with Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. He determined after a month that spreading the yogurt kept his house 6.3 degrees cooler inside. Also kept his friends away who hated yogurt, but he didn't care about it.
That stands the reason.
It's awfully
Yeah, yeah.
expensive to put yogurt on your windows every day.
Well, I agree. He did it as a science project, so he must have gotten government money for it.
Oh, okay.
Kind of government study.
Oh boy.
Now, they did say it's dried, full fat, plain yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. And that's what blocks out the solar radiation. But what really kept the house cool were the flies that were stuck to it, flapping their wings.
Oh,
Yes.
Uh,
No, don't think so, huh?
I would hope this story is going to have a happy ending, but evidently,
Well, here
maybe it
it is.
does.
Here's the happy ending. He did this for a month, John, every day for a month. And he
Okay.
still had some yogurt left at the bottom of the barrel that he got from Costco. So,
good for you. Yeah.
get a lot of yogurt at
Oh
Costco.
my. Well,
In
it
fact,
takes all
John,
kinds. I'll just leave it
here's
with
the
that,
happy
folks.
ending. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
a scientific study that proves
Uh-huh.
plain Greek yogurt keeps houses cool. You can forget about wearing a hat now. You can just spread plain Greek yogurt on your head when you go
Oh,
out.
Well, I guess you could. Anything's possible, Paul. Anything's possible.
Anything. No, that's not possible. I know you better than that. Okay.
Oh my
All right.
Lord.
Here's my favorite story of the week. So this also comes from the Netherlands, from Amsterdam. So the Schiphol Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, security workers caught a Canadian woman trying to smuggle a ball python in her bra. So here's the
Oh,
ball.
jeez.
That ball python was in her bra. She had some raw meat for the snake in her carry-on bag.
Oh,
I
that's a horn right there.
I know that.
And I know how you spell carry on. Carrion.
R R I O
Yes,
N.
very
John, of
good.
course. Thank you very
Very
much.
good. Very
The
good.
but how about this? In a weird coincidence, she had a ball python in her bra. The guy behind her had a titmouse in his pants.
Only on What in the World. Only on What
Oh
in the
yeah.
World do we hear these stories.
The woman said that she caught the snake at her hotel, which I think was a discomfort inn.
Uh,
Paul, you're going so far. You're gonna need a tuba pretty soon. You're gonna need a
I mean,
tuba right now.
I'm going to put you in charge of that, John.
Okay,
The
no problem. Be happy to do it.
I, you know, I used to travel a lot, and I saw a woman on a plane once, and her blouse was moving, um, which I like to see those things. That's why I always flew JetBlue. You'd see on the discount flights, you'd see that kind of stuff. That lady, everybody knew it. Every baby on that plane was crying because they knew what was inside that broad. But if it was moving, it must have been moving for them. Um, and they're screaming. They want that instead of pretzels, which some of the guys were screaming for too. Okay. Is that all I have to say about that? Yeah, I think so. I'm sure you're glad about that. All right.
Well, at least the yogurt story's over too. I'm really happy about
Wait
that.
a minute, John. Wait, but we're still going to be talking about keeping cool. And this was
Oh,
my
that's
most
fine. That's
popular
okay. That's
story.
fine. That's fine.
Oh, you'll love this. This is my most popular story on Facebook last week. So this one comes from Japan. So right off the bat, you know it's going to be strange. Japanese, a refrigeration and a vending machine company called SDRS-1, the name of the company. They unveiled what they call the human refrigerator. There it is right there. That
Oh
lovely
boy.
lady sitting inside the glass door. We can see her in there sitting inside a human refrigerator. This is a body cooler set to 59 degrees Fahrenheit that blows even colder air on your head, neck, shoulders, and back.
Oh
And
my gosh.
they designed this to help people in hot environments avoid heat stroke. Now, this may sound strange, but I was thinking replace the bench seat in there with a beer keg, and this is the perfect gift for your dad for Father's Day. Don't you think?
Oh my
John, it
gosh.
might be a perfect gift for you.
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Well, John, it's only $9,000. It's pretty it's the cost of a really, one of those fancy refrigerators.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, I guess, right? Wow.
although I know, John, you like to save money. So for a few bucks, you can have the same effect by getting some bags of ice and sitting inside a porta potty.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
thanks. No, I'll tell you what, I'll pass on that one for sure. I would
no.
consider this refrigerator before that. Believe me. Oh,
Karen
yeah.
didn't like that one either.
no,
Oh, okay. So believe it or not, after 20 minutes, it turns off after 20 minutes. Um, it turns off either after 20 minutes or when you notice that your butt is frozen to the bench, whichever first.
Oh my.
So they tried installing these in workplaces, and people kept opening the door, hoping they'd find a lunch that they could steal, thinking, this must be a refrigerator from the lunchroom. Uh, I think what's going to happen is one day they're going to come in, they're going to open the door, and they're going to find some guy who's been in there since 2017, like your freezer, like the steak that got stuck in the back and everybody forgot about it.
Yeah,
You
we've
know,
had that happen more than once. That's for
yeah,
sure.
they thought he retired, and he just got shoved to the back of the human refrigerator. So, um, along the same line, I didn't. Oh boy, I hope I put a picture of him in here. I don't think there's the statistics on this. Um, I don't have anything to say about the statistics.
I don't know. It just seems that
I
this is really a weird way to stay cool. I
Yeah, yeah.
just
Well,
talking out
if you
loud,
think that's a weird
thinking
way, I
out
don't have.
loud. Yeah.
I just realized I don't have the photo here, but there's a guy in Poland of all places. His name is Damien. Um, he claims the Guinness World Record for the longest time spent in full body contact with snow when he spent 2 hours and 12 minutes buried in a snow pile.
Oh
Two
my
hours and
gosh.
12 minutes buried in a snow pile. All you could see was his head sticking out of the snow. Took him an hour to thaw out, and then it took another hour to find his kielbasa. Um,
Oh no, it's a
if you know
family
what I
show
mean.
here. What's going on here? We're talking about that kind of thing. All right.
This so he obviously, he can withstand cold. This is not the guy you put in charge of the thermostat at your office.
No,
Uh,
definitely not. Definitely
no,
not that.
he was so cold when he got out of the snow, his goosebumps were life size. That's how cold he was. Um, so you know, you might think, oh, well, this kind of stuff only happens in Poland, but don't forget the human refrigerator came from Japan. So
Yeah, right. Exactly. Kind of spanning the globe in that
strange
respect.
people all over the world trying to keep
There
cool,
definitely
John.
are, Paul and Karen, and audience. We
How
know
about
that.
that?
Sure,
All right.
sure.
Well, that means it's the end of. I reached the end of. Then some people may say, thankfully, the end of my segment of what in the world, the news segment. That means it's time for sports, and that means it's time for what in the world of sports with John Denalo. Despite what I said before, I the regular listeners know that John and I met on the first day of college. We're fraternity brothers. We've been friends ever since. John knows more about sports and almost everything about trivia, more than anybody I know. So he's the perfect guy for this segment. Um, and so every week I challenge him, John, find us a weird sport or some kind of weird sports story that fits our motto: real sport, sometimes strange, always funny. And John manages to find one. John's on a kick this week with a slightly different kind of story. So, John, why don't you tell us what we're going to be, what you
Yeah,
got?
Paul, I'm happy to, and Karen and audience for sure. Yeah, so this week on What in the World of Sports, our subject is not a sport, but it's a character. It's a personality from professional sports. And the character this week is Bum Phillips, a
Ah,
former no, a former NFL head coach. Bum Phillips, he served as the head coach of the Houston Oilers from 1975 until 1980. As coach of the Oilers, Phillips guided the Oilers in their most successful era since its days of the original American Football League in the 1960s. There's a great picture of Bum. Now, he was a very colorful character. He always dressed in a large Stetson cowboy hat and cowboy boots. And it was known that some of the boots that he had were made of exotic leathers. And one of the leathers that he always featured for games was ostrich cowboy boots. But he only wore his Stetson hat and cowboy boots, okay, when the Oilers were on the road or played in an outdoor stadium because his mother always taught him not to wear a hat indoors.
ah,
Uh-huh.
So he followed his mom's advice. And even though well into his 30s and 40s and beyond, he listened to his mom.
yeah,
So so at any rate, in those days, the Oilers played their home games in the Astrodome, which was a dome stadium. In fact, I thought it was constructed in 1965 and was really the first dome stadium in North America, if I have that correct. Might have to look
yeah.
on Wikipedia to get that clarified or not. But Bum was not only known for his coaching prowess, but for his homespun humor. Here are some of his many classic one liners and comebacks. On the realities of coaching, asked about job security in the NFL, Bum quipped, there are two kinds of coaches, them that's fired and them that's going to be fired. On film study versus romance, film study or romance, late one night, his coach, Sid Gilman, tried to wake up a dozing Bum by saying, hey, Bum, this is better than making love. Bum, then in a stupor, mumbled in reply, either I don't know how to watch film, Sid, or you don't know how to make love.
Oh,
On team building, Bum famously said, two kinds of Paul players aren't worth a darn. One that never does what he is told, and the one who does nothing except what he's told. A lot of paradoxical quotes here by Mr. Phillips.
Yeah.
A reporter asked Bum once, we understand that Earl Campbell refused to take part in a mile run in practice today. Bum then replied to the reporter, it is if it's ever fourth down in a mile, I won't give him the ball. On taking his wife everywhere, When asked why he always brought his wife on road trips, he said, because she's too ugly to kiss goodbye. Apologies to the
Oh,
ladies out there. Now, lastly, when a reporter asked, "What do you do now that you've retired?" and Bum replied, "Nothing, and I don't start till noon." After retiring from coaching, the colorful Phillips worked as a football and color commentator for television and Oiler radio broadcasts. He was just a well-known figure in Texas and in the South, as a matter of fact. Bum subsequently retired to his horse ranch in Goliad, Texas, and he passed away there in 2013 at the ripe old age of 90. Now, in case you're wondering how Bum got his nickname, well, when he was a kid, he got scared by a bumblebee, which he pronounced Bumblebee. Two things for sure: when it came to coaching and humor, he was no bum.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Wow. Well, but interesting character, John. That I like that. Good choice. Good choice. I remember Bum Phillip from living in Houston for a number of years, and there were just tons of stories about him. Everybody loved the guy. Uh,
Yeah, he
so
was just a well-known figure, Paul, like you said.
yeah, yeah,
And also think of this. Okay, now when you watch NFL coaches on the sidelines, right? They all
yeah.
have headsets on. They all have
Right.
you know, the things they read or whatever it was. Back in this era, in that time frame, coaches didn't have headsets and they didn't have plays scripted out, right? He just had his presence out there. And again, in fairness to him, again, had a very successful run as head coach of the Oilers. They were in the playoffs, quite a few times, and again, had a rivalry with our Cleveland Browns in that time frame.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, John, because normally with our sports, regular listeners know I managed to find up an example of John and I playing some weird sport while we were in college. But this time I decided to do something different. So I want to go back to those days when we used to watch Bum Phillips Houston Oilers play our hometown Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
Now,
sure, yeah, exactly. You and I and a couple other fraternity brothers, you did that on a weekly basis, right?
I'll tell you what, not only that, there was one particular season and two games in particular that I want to talk about. So I know you'll remember the year, John, 1988. Um, Here is a program from the playoffs. But
Oh,
before,
yeah, right.
this was the Browns played the Houston Oilers on Monday Night Football one year.
Yes, they
Uh,
did. Yes, they did.
so here's a picture of that looks like Earl Campbell
That's
running
Earl
over.
Campbell, right?
Yeah. So this was 1988, and what happened was the on December 18th, 1988, in snow-covered Cleveland Stadium. So Bum had his hat on this day. Here's a picture from that game. Bum wore his hat because there's no dome on Cleveland Stadium.
Right.
Browns were down by 16 points in the third quarter, stormed back to win 28-23, thanks to who? Who was the fourth string quarterback, John? Who
Oh, I
won the
got the name of this guy, and I remember being at the game. It was Don Strock.
Don Strock? That's right. So what happened? They got to go into playoffs. Who did they play in the playoffs?
Did they play Houston?
Yeah, they played Houston again.
And they play Houston in Houston, if I remember correctly.
In Houston, that's right. Here's another picture. This is one of the players scoring the winning touchdown in the snow. Okay, so you'll remember this. So they played the playoff game in 1988 in Houston, Texas. Don Strock was injured during the game. And who took over for Don Strock during that game? Do you remember his name?
Oh, I tell you what. No, I
He
remember
was
Strock got hurt.
the number two quarterback. The number one quarterback was Bernie Kosar. The number two quarterback was a guy by the name of Mike Pagel.
Yes, Mike Pagel. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember that now. Right.
So Don Strock gets a swollen wrist in the second quarter. Mike Pagel comes in. He had the Browns in the lead, 16-14, and then he hit Webster Slaughter for a touchdown with 2:38 left, but the Oilers came back and they won 24-23. Here's the guy who kicked the winning field goal. And I wrote his name down because I couldn't remember it. It's not Garo Yepremian, but I can't remember his name, and I don't have it on this.
So is it? Wait a minute. It's not Tony Frisch, is it? It's not Tony Frisch.
Tony,
Frisch.
it's Tony something. I think it's Tony something. So anyway, it's a little trip down memory lane for all you Browns fans.
That's a nice departure, Paul. It brings us way back, way back.
Yeah.
All you younger people have no idea. This is ancient history to you.
No, this was that's younger people, 1988.
Well, it just shows our age. Shows our age, folks. That's all.
This was the last time, and probably the only time that the Browns played the Oilers in the playoffs. So
yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right about that, Paul. Yes.
All right. Well, we've reached the end of What in the World of Sports. Again, thanks, John, for our.
Oh, you're welcome, Paul. It's always good to do this segment, and always keeps me going. Thank you.
Yeah, Bum was definitely a unique personality by far. Okay, so we've reached the end of What in the World of Sports. That means it's time for Bluff the Co-host, everybody's favorite weird news game. Every week we play Bluff the Co-host before the show is over. It's spreading like wildfire around the world. Everybody loves playing it. Why? Because it's easy to play. I've got 3 stories similar to the ones we've been talking about all afternoon. One big difference. Those stories were real. Stories on Bluff the Co-host may be real, may be a bluff. And it's up to Karen, John, and all of you playing at home to decide real or bluff. Wagering is allowed, so place your bets. John and Karen, place your hands on the buzzer. Let's get
okay. We'll do.
Story number 1. The hot new game in Tokyo is also a hot new item to order in restaurants. The game and the dish is sushi checkers, and it's helping turn a new generation onto an old game while also giving people another reason to eat sushi. The dish for 2 is served on a checkerboard platter, and the sushi rice is either white or red. Once you place your order, the chef lays out your servings on the platter and the game begins. Each time you jump an opponent, you get to eat their sushi. The chef gives you 1 extra sushi checker in case you get kinged. When the game is over, the winner can either eat all of the sushi left or share it with their vanquished opponent. Fans of sushi checkers say it's a good reason to go fish. Another game. Okay, so the hot new game spreading like wildfire at restaurants in Tokyo is sushi checkers. Real or bluff? Karen, what do you say?
I hope it's a bluff. I don't like playing with my food, so bluff.
Spoken like a true. Doesn't like playing with their food. Doesn't like anybody else playing with their food either. All right, Karen says it's a bluff. John, I know John likes to play with his food, but what do you think?
That's another story for another day. I'm going to say it's real. I'm going to take a departure on this. I'm going to disagree with Karen. Japan has a lot of things going on there, right? And I think that just kind of the trend of our show and all these different weird things that occur in the world, I can see this happening. So I'm going to say that it's true. I'm going to say it's a real story.
All right. So John says sushi checkers is a real story. Karen says it's a bluff. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say congratulations go to Karen. That is a bluff. Although I agree with John. Now that everybody's heard about it on What in the World, restaurants are going to start picking it up.
I would think that you're going to find trends out there. We'll have to just monitor this in about 6 months and see if it all came through with that. So yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, all right. So score is 1-0. Oh, now I'm hungry. After all this talk about food, Karen's ahead 1-0. Let's get right to story number 2. A nanotechnology engineer wanted to do something unusual for his son's 5th birthday party, so he created the world's smallest bounce castle. Measuring just 1 centimeter square, or about the size of a chocolate chip, the mini bounce castle is inflated with a tiny puff of air and has all of the features of a full-size one, including a slide, windows, and a tiny sign that says, "Happy Birthday, Scotty." While Scotty was thrilled with the mini bounce castle, the other kids at the party got bored looking through the microscope. So his dad had some of his colleagues come to the party and explain the science behind the mini bouncy castle. Needless to say, his wife promised Scotty that she would take him and his friends to a real bouncy castle and would organize his birthday party from now on. Okay, so a dad creates the world's smallest bouncy castle for his son Scotty's birthday. Real or bluff? John, we'll start with you this time.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is real too. I'm going to go out on a limb on this. Maybe it's not real, but I thought I could see an enterprising father trying to do the best he can for his son, and so he goes the extra step and tries to put this together, and it pulls it off. So I'm going to say it's true.
Okay, John says it's a real story. Karen, how about you?
I'm going to agree with John. I think the father was an idiot for doing this, but hey, he did it, and mom is going to, rectify everything for the kid.
So, yeah. It's again spoken like a true mom, whose whose husband screwed up the birthday party. Okay, so both Karen and John say that's a real story. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say, "Well, it sounds interesting. That is a bluff. No such
Oh,
thing as
Oh
a
boy, I'm really going down the tubes
bouncy
today.
castle the size of a chocolate
Wow.
chip. Come on." The
Well, I don't know. I mean,
possible.
oh
it's a nano world out there. Come on, it's
boy,
a
I
nano world.
I have corrupted your mind with all these strange stories, John.
I
The
don't know.
Needless to say, let's see, score is 1-0. Karen is still in the lead, but everybody knows points are double in round number 3. So John can come roaring back to win. Let's see if he does with story number 3. The temperatures are so hot in Japan this summer that the country's government has relaxed its strict dress codes and it's allowing men to wear shorts at government offices with casual Friday shirts and no jackets. While men love the idea, the government is getting pushback from female office workers who complain they are suffering from leg hair harassment. They say that the sight of men's leg hair makes them offended and sometimes lose their appetites. Even worse, the women are not allowed to show any leg at all. They must wear tights under their shorts. It turns out many men are suffering from leg hair harassment too, which has prompted a rise in leg hair shaving salons and laser hair removal services in Japan, which employees say should be deductible as a work-related expense. Things are getting hot in Japanese offices in more ways than one. Okay, so the Japanese government allows people in government offices, men, to wear shorts to work, and now the female workers are complaining about leg hair harassment. Real or bluff? Karen, we'll go back to you to start.
I'm hoping this is a bluff. I mean, I think it should be fine. They should be allowed to wear shorts, but so should women, and stop discriminating. So I'm going to say it's a bluff.
Okay, Karen says it's a bluff. John, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a bluff too. I mean, the world is all about equality now. So how can you have men with shorts and women not with shorts? The leg hair harassment, that's another issue. But I'm going to say it's a bluff, and I hope it is because I'm doing what do you call it? I'm doing flashcards anyways this week. I got 2 losses. I resign myself to the flashcards, and I'll have to
Out
break
of
the news
guilt.
to Annette. So I'll be doing that.
All right, so both
Love it.
Karen and John say that leg hair harassment is a bluff. Leg hair harassment in Japan is a bluff. Let's check with the judges. And the judges say next time you're in Japan, ask the ladies at the offices about leg hair harassment. They'll talk your ear off. It's a real
Really?
It's real, is that
Wow.
right?
leg hair
Wow.
harassment. Yeah,
I
they
thought
even
I
have
thought I thought Japan was a progressive country, very advanced
I
and what
don't
have you.
know.
I don't
There's even
know.
I wasn't going to try to pronounce it, but they even have a Japanese word for it that you can, that all the court cases are named after. Yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah, it's
really? Wow. Okay.
a big deal. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
congratulations, Karen.
yeah,
Hey,
Karen pulls out a win, 1-0. That means that John will be working the flashcards this weekend uh, to get ready for what
Next
in the
week,
world
yeah.
what the
oh,
co-host next week. Yeah, so I think that we've reached the end of another episode of What in the World podcast. I want to thank Karen Hale Our producer, co-host, media mogul at newclevelandradio.net. Karen, thanks for everything you do for us, for all the great podcasts you have at newclevelandradio.net. Everybody go to the website, check them out. Check out Yes I Can Coaching with Karen, our sponsor. Our other sponsors, Cleveland 13 News, all that good stuff. She's got links for all the great stuff. Find the podcast on YouTube. If you do, please subscribe to us. We need more subscribers. That helps us continue to produce the show. And I also want to thank my old buddy John Donalo, co-host of What in the World of Sports, color commentator, all around good guy, comes in every week and man, it still puts up with me after all these years. So John, thanks for being here once again. Oh, and a great story on Bum Fillets, by the way.
No, it's okay. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, it's always some fun to do the show. I mean, I think we have a real good time here. We have real good chemistry, and we just hope that more and more people will start to listen to our show and watch it if they can on YouTube.
There you go. Tell your friends, like John said, tell your friends, tell your relatives, tell everybody you know. Find out more about us at newclevelandradio.net, at my website, paulseaburn.com. On Facebook, either look up Karen or myself. We're open to friends, so please friend us or follow us, whatever you want to do. If you have some story ideas, please send them to us on Facebook or email, however you get in touch with us. If we use one of your stories, we'll be sure to mention you on the show. We're always looking for sponsors. If you're interested in sponsoring the show, I'll throw that in at the end. And I think on that note, I've covered everything I need to cover, fulfilled all my obligations. Karen, anything else?
No, I think it's time to go outside and enjoy the summer sunshine.
The rest of the
Good
summer.
idea, Karen. Good idea.
I'm going to have some peanut butter and sushi.
All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
week, everybody. Take care now.